Welcome to the 2025 WPBA Soaring Eagle Masters. We've got a feature match here with April Larson and Silviana Liu. This should be an excellent match. I am Kathy Tashumper, and I am here with Lonnie Fox Raymond.
Good afternoon.
She just finished her match, so
Good afternoon, everyone.
Welcome back. We will be getting started soon here. They are still doing announcements. Dean's still announcing matches here.
So this is going to be a great matchup between these two ladies, two superstars.
Absolutely. Yep.
April Larson is a Peach Hour sponsored player. She's an amazing ambassador of our sport. She actually just got back from China, so playing hayball. And so I'm pretty excited to see her first matchup back on a regular pool table.
Yeah.
She said she gave me a tidbit. She actually told me that she felt as though these tables are much shorter.
Interesting.
Than the tables overseas that she's been playing on, which are your Chinese 8-ball tables. They're basically 9-foot tables with rounded corners. So pretty cool that she's been doing that, representing the U.S. all over.
She has. What a wonderful, wonderful representative for USA here. You couldn't ask for a nicer person either.
So we're basically just waiting on them. It looks like April's gotten the balls around.
Yep.
They will be lagging for the first break.
And Sylviana is all the way over here from Indonesia.
She's a junior champion, now making it into the adult side of billiards.
Boy, that's a close one.
It is. All right, let's talk about the match rules, ladies and gentlemen. They are going to lag for the first break, which you just saw. An alternate break format thereafter. The 9-ball doesn't count on the break in the bottom 2 pockets. The 9-ball is on the spot. No break box. The opponents rack for each other. 3 consecutive fouls is a loss of game, and this is cue ball fouls only. Looks as though April Larson has won the lag. Some good matches going on these first couple of rounds, isn't there?
Oh, it was amazing. It was amazing to watch some of those matches.
Absolutely. Some great champions going on in the first round, the 10 a.m. round. Looks like Christina Tkach advanced over Kia Burwell, and Joanne Mason Parker, our last feature matchup, defeated Nina Torvind 8-6.
That was actually a great match. It was a great matchup. Nina started out on fire, and Joanne came back and,
well, Joanne is
plugged her way through it.
Yeah, Joanne is definitely a seasoned pro. She's a seasoned veteran. She's been doing this a very long time, a former U.S. Open champion. So here we go, April Larson to break.
Fantastic break. It was a great break. One on the side. Did not get a shot on the 2.
So you may see April go up to the table and remove the rack. It is a template rack. We are sponsored by the Perfect Rack, produced in Canada. They are our official rack sponsor here at the WPBA. Just going to move that from the table, just set it on the rails. Some players don't like it on the rails. Some players prefer it on the table behind them or in between them at the top of your view. April doesn't mind it sitting on the edge of the table.
Great shot.
Nice crossover there. I think she would have preferred to keep the cue ball under the purple 5.
Yep. Yeah, she leaves her with a hit, but doesn't leave her with a decent shot. We'll see if she can play a good save here.
So she'll thin it, go 2 rails outside of this left-hand corner pocket. Try to get to the top right.
Nice speed. That was nice speed.
Very well played, and I do think she's got cover under the 6-9.
I do believe so.
So April may have to go 2 rails underneath this one as well.
I have to tell you, you setting up that overhead camera is amazing.
It is nice, isn't it?
It's great.
Speaking of that, we can take a look at that.
Yeah, shows you a great view of it.
Good look. So she may have the edge of this. We'll see.
Looks like she's loading up on
No,
the right.
she's going under it. Good shot.
That was a great shot.
She made a solid hit, and it looks like
And look at this. She's going to come out great.
Yeah, she's going to get favored. What I always say, fortune favors the bold at times, you know?
Well, she took away the long rail, and the 8-ball makes it tough to, you know, she's going to have to take 2 rails.
Oh, so Sylviana is a Mezq sponsored
Oh,
player.
I didn't think she could see that.
She clipped just the edge of
Yeah.
it. Well, back and forth safety action for the first rack here at the Soaring Eagle Masters. For both of these ladies, this is their first rack of the whole tournament.
Yep, yep. And both are playing with great ball speed. I mean, they're playing great safes. Nice.
All right, so she does get a hit, but she doesn't leave Sylviana blocked from the 2. So Sylviana is going to have an opportunity to either return safe or come with something offensive. All right, so just so you guys know, this is a race to 8. We're at the moment just waiting for them to start the tablets. These ladies will be scoring from a tablet, which will allow us to have the live score right on the screen for you guys at home. But there is also a scorekeeper on the table between them, which you can see in the top center of your view. All right, April looks like she's going to the air. Like I said, she is a Peach Hour sponsored player, so she is using a Peach Hour jump cue.
Great hit. That was a great hit.
And it's going to leak
rolled
out.
a little farther than she wanted.
Yeah, leaking out just a little. Sylviana's going to come to the table. We are shooting with the Aramith Black series of balls. So we're going to have the pink 4 and the purple 5. Just so if you're not familiar, her next shot will be the pink ball.
And this table is not a give me. I mean, the balls are you know, separated. There's space between the 9 and the 6, but it's not an easy table.
So she doesn't have a lot of angle here. She should be able to just roll forward and accept a bit of a cut on the pink 4. Oh, she didn't even have to. She could
She
stop
just
it
stopped
dead.
right there.
Beautiful.
Which should work out pretty well because she needs a little bit of an angle on the 5 to get around to the 6.
This is what we would call in billiards a textbook out. For the most part, not a lot of cue ball movement, very simple. Oh, she overrolled that a tad. She'll be cueing a little awkwardly. Looks like she's going to use the bridge. So she's going to use the high side of the bridge there. And it looks, I can't tell from this angle if she may bump the 9 or not as she cues. If she does, that's fine. It'll still leave her a good shot on the black 8. Ooh. She undercuts it a tad.
But she hit it with a good speed, so she didn't leave April an easy shot. You know, April's going to have to shoot her way out of this or play a safe.
So
That's a great shot.
she's just going to play what we would call containing safety, get the cue ball and the object ball with a lot of distance between them, and potentially, you know, using the 8-9 as blockers.
And I think Sylviana, if she can't see the edge of the 6, she can always come off the rail.
She could.
Speed is going to be a big factor in this shot.
So she put a
We're
lot
gonna-
of spin on the cue ball to
She did.
swerve the cue around the edge of the A to make sure to get a hit on the green 6. So that was a very well played shot by Silviana. Unfortunately, it didn't leave much of a, well, it did actually. It left April a nice cut into the side pocket.
Yeah, with natural shape for the 8.
Absolutely. This all comes down to just speed preference, in my opinion.
Yep.
You can cut it in and go one rail back out. She can even use the second like that. Or she could have just rolled it in, took one rail, and took the longer shot on the 8.
Right.
So those are preferential shots.
She may even, yeah, she's looking at putting the 8 in the side here. Likely coming around 2 rails for the 9.
Right. Oh,
Great
very
shot.
close.
Great shot.
Very close to her work there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Never a doubt.
All right, and this 9 ball to take rack 1, April Larson over Sylviana Liu. So for those of you guys who are watching on our YouTube channel, thank you so much for tuning in. We are WPBA Billiards on YouTube. We have a great live chat room that goes on during our live matches. So if you're interested in becoming part of the WPBA family, you can hop on over there and check that out on YouTube. If you're watching on Billiard TV or Amazon Prime, thank you so much. My name is Lonnie Fox Raymond. This is Kathy Teshumper. We are representing the WPBA here at the 2025 Soaring Eagle Masters in Mount Pleasant, Michigan.
And you can find our bracket on digitalpool.com under the 2025 WPBA Soaring Eagle Masters. And you can follow because we have got an amazing group of women here.
One of the best fields ever, I
Yes.
feel as though, for our tour.
Yes, absolutely. There is not one distinct woman that is expected to win this. There are a group of women, you know, there's a list as long as your arm of women that could come out on top in this tournament.
All right, our first look at Sylviana breaking. She does manage to get that 1 ball in the side pocket.
And have a shot at the 2, maybe?
Really nice starting
Can see
shot
the
on the 2. I do believe it goes past the 9. It may not, but it does look like it does. Very tight if it does. Yeah. The overhead view is nice.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It makes things much more easy to kind of see angles.
Yeah, you really did a great job setting all this up.
Oh,
So nice job on that.
it did go, didn't it?
Lonnie is our mastermind at streaming here.
I like it. I enjoy doing it.
Yeah, and you're great at it.
Thank you. So she's going to accept the shot there, just playing a nice stop.
And really, she's got lots of choices with the 6 ball. I would imagine she would come around 1 rail, hit it nice and easy, and put that 6 in the corner right next to her there. Both players are playing very confidently. Okay.
Well, both of these ladies have international experience, and I
Yeah.
think that says a lot for a player when they're able to travel and compete on an international level, testing themselves against different skills and in different games.
Yeah.
And so in Sylviana, like I said, she is a multiple-time junior champion, I do believe. She also was top 8 APF women in Singapore in 2022. So she's been playing pool a very long time at a very young age. She's very seasoned.
Oh, did she get out from behind that 9? Look at that.
Oh, she
That's a
did.
great shot. Great shot.
Very smooth, very controlled, very confident.
So their scorecard doesn't reflect it yet. If you watch the flip cards that are sitting next to April right now, April is up 1-0, and Sylviana is looking to tie that up 1-1 here. And again, this is a race to 8. Taking that extra second. That's very important.
Yeah, just settling in over the ball. Very well played by Silviana. That was a nice break and run.
That was great.
All right, so she's going to be racking for April Larson, ladies and gentlemen. Their score is currently 1-1. Looks like April has just updated her tablet, so she's on it.
Should we take a look? Take a look at some live scores?
Yeah,
Let's see what's going on around the room. We've got some great matches going on.
Absolutely. They're just getting started here, but we've got Debbie Teicher and Wei Su Chen currently at 0s, just getting started. Angela Janik, the Croatian sensation, is 1-0 over the Turkish player Ilu Kibaragalu. Brianna Miller is up 1-0 over Xingxiang Xiang. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that properly. As well as Veronique Menard and Yuki Hiraguchi. Yuki is currently up 2-0. Jordan Helfrey's up 1-0 over Ashley Rice.
I love watching Jordan play. For such a young player, she is strong.
She is.
She's strong, and she's only getting stronger. She's fun to watch.
She's got a lot of character, and she moves well around the table. She doesn't slow play. Yep. It's very easy to watch her. Yep. All right, so April has pocketed the one in the side. She's got a good starting shot on the 3. All right, so April's, yep, just going to roll that ball in nicely. Yep. She should be able to follow this forward 2 rails. So she's going to shoot this pink ball and push with top English on the cue ball, go 2 rails out towards the center of the table for the purple 5 next. She didn't even have to go. She must have been much straighter than it looked from our angle.
I'm not sure that she pushed that quite enough.
She tried to punch through it.
Yeah. She needed just a little more, I think.
A little too much stun on that ball.
She might be able to see a slice of it.
Now, I'm going to give April a little grace just because the equipment she's been playing on for the last, 2 months is completely different than what she's playing on today.
Yep.
So I'm going to give her a little grace for that.
Yep, she's going to go for the kick.
Yeah, she's left herself under the 8-9.
Let's see what she ends up with here. She might end up all right. Yeah, she had that 8 and 9 to block her view there.
So you can see that the 8 and the 9 are touching the rack. So therefore, the ladies, when 2 balls are touching the rack, you have to leave it. Usually, the tournament direction won't mess with it. Mm-hmm. So just so you guys know if there's any question about that with the template rack. The one thing is that these perfect racks, they don't really cause a lot of hindrance.
No. It rolls over them pretty well.
Yeah, if you have to shoot a ball over it, it's not too bad.
Oh, that was a great try. And they're not touching anymore.
Everything is opened up.
Yeah.
See, Sylviana's going to go ahead and move that rack while they're not touching it. Now, she has left a lot of distance on this 5 ball for April.
Yeah, she left her a shot, but a very long one. Great shot. She actually hit that very, very well. It gives her a little bit of grace. Should she choose to take that 6 in the side, she can come off the rail, which is what she's looking at. Nice shot. Silviana bumping that 9 ball, opening that 8 ball up, has presented a great opportunity for April here. She should be able to bring that cue back down the table and finish this game up. That was a perfect shot, perfect speed. Great shot. So she's got a little bit of an angle, but she's shooting with confidence. All right. Beautiful. Nothing but net.
All right, guys, we're going to take just a second to chat about our sponsors. All players rack this next rack. So these are the sponsors of the 2025 Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. This is the Masters event. This is one of our biggest events of the year. This is sponsored by Diamond Billiard Products, Simonis Cloth, Aramith Balls, Big Family Custom Creation for all your apparel needs, ICATrainingTool.com. Go check out that system. How Tips, How Flash Carbon Shafts, Super Shot Billiards, Kamui, Classic Billiards in Florida. The Perfect Rack is the official rack sponsor here at the WPBA, and Castillo Leather Goods.
We are so grateful for all of our sponsors. And thank you to Soaring Eagle for having us again. This is a wonderful venue, wonderful place in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. If you haven't been here, please come and visit. Got Sylviana. Her last break was amazing.
We'll see if she can do that again.
Yeah. Oh. She might have... Oh, she almost got the one on the side. So she comes up dry.
I think you'll see that a lot with the 9 on the spot, especially as the girls try to figure out exactly where on the table they want to break from, because with some of the men's professional tours, they have a break box, right? Where it's basically the box in the 2 inside diamonds. It makes, if they had lines on the table, most professional events you'd see it.
Yep.
But because they're limited to where they are, there's not a lot of information for us ladies now that we've adopted the same things without the break box. There's not a lot of information out there about the proper spot to break from. Now, we know watching the men do it from the break box where the best breaking spot is, where you would place your cue ball. But for some reason with this one, we're all still just doing something a little different.
Yeah.
We're all trying to figure it out. We're all talking amongst each other, trying to understand the best way to break the balls.
Oh, so April just played a jam up safe, and Sylviana actually was able to get a hit off of it.
Yeah, fantastic hit, actually.
It really was. So she left her with a shot, but even just to get a hit on that was impressive.
Very well played. Yeah, April, that was a very successful safety.
It was. Well, she's got a little bit of a window to leave that cue ball. Yeah, nice easy hit. She actually has an opportunity here to slide into that 9 and 4 and break those apart a little bit, should she choose to do so, or come off the rail to catch it.
I don't know that she needs to, actually.
No.
The 4, the 5 may. Oh well, the 4's down here.
Yeah.
Yeah. The 5 may go past that. Ooh, it is tight, isn't it?
Yeah, it is tight.
I love the overhead view.
Yeah, that's amazing.
It changes things drastically.
I used it constantly last match.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. It's a wonderful addition.
Absolutely. In the spaces where we go, that allow us to be able to put that up. It's nice.
Yep.
All right, so she's thinking this out here. She looked to see maybe the 5-9, but I'm not sure that that goes in the side. Two rails out. May have to settle for a safety. I don't know. What does April have in mind here?
I don't know.
If only
You
we
could
could pick
see
their
the little,
brains,
yeah,
you know?
the little bubbles above their head. Watch what they're thinking. It was a good try. I think Sylviana can see the 4.
Yeah, I don't think that's a problem at all. I'm
No.
pretty sure she's got the 5.
Yeah. I keep saying 4.
It's okay. We just started using the Black Series. We've only used them for a few events, so it does take a while. Usually we use the Pro Cup Aramith balls with the pink 4 and the orange 5, so it's a different mindset.
My bad. That's a great shot there.
Nice control there. She does miss the 9 coming out of off the left long rail there.
Yep. She should be out on this table. Nice wide open table.
So these shots can be a bit of a preference to come around 2 rails, the 8, or she can come back and forth and just accept it. But
That was a great shot too. Look at that lead.
she played it very well.
That was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, the cue ball stopped just in time.
Yep. And it's just enough angle to get down, back down on the 9.
Yeah, it looks like she's probably just going to slide to the left long rail.
Yeah.
She's not going to try to get too crazy with the cue ball.
A little bit of draw.
Yeah, mindful of the side pocket. Doesn't want to scratch.
Didn't lay it up on the rail.
No, very well played.
Yes.
Her speed control is very good.
It's impressive.
Especially
Very
this
impressive.
being their first match.
Yep.
She's really settled. I like her energy around the table. All right, and the stop shot
There we go. We are 2-2.
to tie the match up.
Yep. 2-2 and a race to 8.
This could be a very long match if we tie them all the way.
It might be. That's all right.
Speaking of this match, so our next match feature matchup is going to be 2 o'clock Eastern time zone. Sophia Mast versus Mina Tani.
That'll be a great match.
That's going to be another solid match. There isn't, I mean, all the matches are solid.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're all fantastic. And there is not an easy draw in this event, let me tell you.
There isn't.
This is one of the toughest international fields we've seen to date. If not ever.
And thank you so much for joining us. Again, this is the 2025 WPBA Soaring Eagle Masters here in Mount Pleasant, Michigan.
This is round 1.
This is the absolute first match for both of these players, and you wouldn't know it. They both look comfortable already.
Yeah. That's where I think seasoning comes into play.
Yeah.
Both of these ladies travel a lot. They're very invested in their talent. And so,
Yeah.
you know, they're very comfortable doing this. This is what they do.
So April drops the 1 and the 2, leaves herself a nice shot for the 9. She's got a little bit of a mess there in the middle of the table, but I think Sylviana can see that. Let's take a look at the overhead. Oh yeah, she's got a lot of room there. That was a nice shot. Sylviana's actually got a good opportunity here to go from the 4 to the 5 and get back onto the 6. Looks like she's just going to stop it. So we'll see if she chooses to push through this or try and come off the rail and break that up. Look at that speed. Look at that. That's amazing. That was a great shot. Look at the overhead here. That's fantastic.
You may actually see the perfect rack move a little here on this shot. We'll see.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. It did.
Now she'll move it out of the way, though.
Yeah. Yep.
She's like, it's time for you to go. Like I said, when there's 2 balls touching the rack, you know, typically they'll leave it. Well, one, the tournament directors don't usually touch it either. So,
Right.
But once one of them is gone, boy, they're quick to move that rack right off the table.
Yeah.
All right, so it looks as though she's waiting for the table to the left of her to go ahead and shoot, which if I'm not sure how much we've talked about this, but these matches are on a 40-second shot clock. So they get 40 seconds per shot with 1 extension per rack, and which is also 40 seconds, and then 60 seconds after the break. Now, if the ladies need to pause, for example, Silviana had to pause to wait for a player next to her. If they have to do that, they are not punished. So their time is not, it doesn't continue to roll. They'll go ahead and just pause the clock, and then they'll wait, and the timekeeper will start the clock again.
Yep.
All right, guys. So we're right in the middle. We've got some people stepping into our booth. We apologize. We're advancing. we're stuck behind the curtain. I like to call myself the wizard here at the Soaring Eagle because I'm behind the curtain. But occasionally we have people coming in just to chit chat, which is not timely usually. All right. So the score, ladies and gentlemen, is 3-2 in favor of Silviana Liu over April Larson, the grinder. April, she's such a fun player. She has some amazing sponsors as well. She's sponsored by so many different companies, but she's also sponsored by a pool room in Birmingham that we've actually gone to quite often here at the WPBA, Iron City Billiards. Yeah. Fantastic pool room, and it's just it's a player's paradise, let me tell you.
It is. It's a beautiful place.
If you play any pool at all, or if you just like leagues, you want to check out some of their leagues, you can always go over to ICB in Birmingham, Alabama.
So Sylviana's up to break again, and her breaks have been pretty amazing. She's been able to drop that one on the side every single time so far. Yep. And does it again. Oh, she got a scratch this time.
Followed
That's
it
unfortunate.
In. All right, so this is another situation we haven't come up to yet. The cue ball scratching on the break. April will come to the table with ball in hand anywhere. What's April doing here?
I think she's going to let the 9 fly.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Look at that.
Beautiful.
That was amazing. That was a great shot.
Ladies and gentlemen, what a great shot.
Should we check some scores?
Yeah, I guess we can, can't we? Let's
See
see what's going on. You owe me a Coke, Kathy.
Yeah, great minds think alike.
All right, so this is what's going on around the room. You, of course, our feature matchup, but we also have Kelly Fisher playing Sarah Miller. She's up 3-1. Jasmine Ocean 2-0 over the Iron Maiden Ada Leo. Ashley Rice is 3-1 over the young phenom Jordan Helfrey. So those are some of the matches that we hadn't discussed. You guys are welcome to go to digitalpool.com.
And look up the bracket.
Yeah.
Again, type in 2025 WPBA Soaring Eagle Masters to find the bracket.
And also, if you get to the bracket, go ahead and check out. There's little tabs at the top of your screen that are going to say, like, your overview, your bracket, your live scores. If you click on live scores, what we just showed you on the screen there, you'll be able to follow along it from home as well.
Correct. And table 5 is our stream table.
Yeah, so table 5 is our feature table.
So April did drop a ball in the break. She can see the 1.
What a good shot on the 2 ball, the 2-9 in
Yeah.
that last rack.
Yeah. And she was confident.
Yeah, very confident.
Yep.
A great shot.
Yeah, there was no second guessing that one. That was a dead ringer.
All right, so I do believe that Sylviana can see this one. Now, I don't know how much of it she can see, but I believe she can see a portion of it.
She might be able to make that.
I also am curious. I do think so as well, but, you know, some of the camera views are tricky.
Yeah. Yep. If she can make this, she's probably going to leave herself pretty well for the 3 ball. I think she was thinking she was going to bump that 3.
Absolutely. Yeah, at that pace, for sure, she was trying to
Right.
run into the red 3 ball. I don't know how much of the 3 she can see. If she can only see
No.
the edge, if she can only see the edge, she may play to bank it to the right long rail and put the cue ball under the pink 4 on the same long rail.
Right.
She does have to be mindful of the 8.
She does have some options. She can either bank it or she could try to play a safe as well.
She also maybe, if she can hit enough of it, she may be able to bank it up and keep the cue under the 8 ball. So we'll see. I can't say for sure. Just like that. She's
Right.
trying to use the 8
Yep.
as a blocker. So she could see a bit more of that 3 than I actually initially assumed.
Yeah. And that cue came up just a little short on her.
I think she would have much preferred for the 3 to bump the pink 4 there. But
Right. So April's walking into a table that's not too bad, actually.
interesting. So I think she's going to stay. Oh, I'm looking at her shooting the 5 ball first. Well, I've been done so good.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
even played a match today.
You even corrected me on that.
I know. And then I turn around and do it.
Yep.
So, you guys, just so you know, there are a couple different sets that Aramith produces, one of our sponsors. And typically, you know, we use the pink 4 and, you know, the purple 5. No,
5.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's just backwards for me. And like I said, I've already
Great
played a
shot.
match for this event. It's amazing how things change when you get back in the booth. All right, so she could slide this cue ball over. She's going to pocket the 8 in the bottom left-hand corner of your view. She can slide the cue over, or she can try to roll the 8 in. I think I like her shooting the 8 and sliding the cue over, because then there's no chance of deceleration.
Oh.
Oh,
Or that.
don't go in there. It's dark in there.
Yep.
All right, so Sylviana is going to take full advantage of this little lapse of focus maybe on April's part.
Yeah, and take the lead here.
Yeah, she's going to take advantage. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Sylviana Liu 4-3 over April Larson. Oh, so what do you think, Kathy? What do you think of the event? It's
I think
pretty
this
impressive.
is probably one of the toughest fields we've ever had, if not the toughest.
Yeah, so for those of you guys who are not aware, Kathy is a WPBA board member. She's our go-to girl. We like Kathy. She represents the players well. We appreciate her work on the board.
Thank you. Well, I'm lucky to be surrounded by wonderful people as well.
Yeah, I think we have a pretty good board going on right now.
Yeah.
Good people. All right, so Sylviana Liu to break.
Very consistent with her break.
Yeah, you can tell she's put the work in on it.
Yeah. 4 in a row,
Absolutely.
she's dumped that the one ball on the side.
All right, so she should be able to just roll this 2 into the right-hand side pocket. Staying in a good window for the red 3 next. I think the 7 ball is a bit of a problem here in this rack, so we'll see where Sylviana
Close to a stop shot.
she
probably.
makes
Yep.
some
As
decisions
much as
there.
possible.
All right, pink 4. Pink 4 is next, which is normal for us, right? I
Right.
don't know why your brain does that flip-flop when they...
I love the confidence for walking around the table. She's nice and slow. She's very calculated. And this
Yeah.
has got to be stressful for her.
Oh, she's very
She's-
deliberate. You can tell
Absolutely, yeah.
she's put a lot of work in on the tables. So she's a very solid player. And I don't believe this isn't her first WPBA event.
It is not. She was at the WPBA Predator Michigan Open.
Yeah, because I actually played her at that event. I went to the 3rd set. I thought I was going to have a panic attack.
Wow. Wow, that was... I thought it was going to hit the 7 and get stuck in that mess there, but...
She definitely tried to open it up.
Yep.
It was a good effort. Now here, if she pockets the 5 past the 8 into this bottom left-hand corner pocket, if she goes for the pocket and she can pinch and hold the cue ball, it's actually a very good position for her because she'll leave the proper angle on the green 6 to get into that 7-8 if she'd like to. Okay, so she may have to go for... She may have let that cue ball go. I don't know that she intended for the cue ball to travel that far. Now she does potentially have a 7-8 combination. Or she could also bank the 7 out of there and put the cue ball under the 9. So we'll see what Silviana chooses to do. A couple different options for her here. Nice, nice strike on the cue ball. Now, if she wants to be super offensive, she can play for the combination. But like I said, she can also replace the 7 with the cue ball and bank the 7 ball out 1, 2, 3 rails to the other side of the 9. Like that. She let the cue ball leak, though, unfortunately. She wants it to get to the top short reel to leave April as difficult as possible. So they are playing on 9-foot diamond tables. So with that being said, distance is your friend.
Yes.
In safety situations. So keeping the object ball and the cue ball as far away as possible from each other is definitely beneficial. Anyways. So I think April let that leak just a tad.
That was a fantastic shot. To come 3 rails around on the 9, that was beautiful.
Beautiful.
Great shot.
Right.
Sylviana is going to go up 5-3 on April.
Just extended her lead by 2. All right, let's
take
check
a
out
look.
let's take a look at one of our sponsors here at the WPBA. All right, ladies and gentlemen, and we're back. April Larson to break. Good break. A little awkward on the cueing, I do believe, but she should be okay.
The 3 is going to be tough.
Yes, I don't think the 3 goes past the 8, so April's going to have to think about this a little bit. What do you like here, Kathy?
I don't know. This might be a good time for a safe.
Oh,
Look out.
she may be able to carry him off the 3 into the 8, but I don't know that she'll stay that offensive. I think she's probably more likely to play a safety, although at this point she is down a couple racks. She may want to be a little more aggressive, try to get something rolling in her favor. But also a nice safety is okay. She can bank the 3 next to the brown 7 and the green 6. She did go for the carom. She just overhit the 3 ball a tad.
Yep.
Yeah, so now we're going to see the safety.
It was a great shot. Just to duck that cue up behind the 6. And leave Silviana a tough shot. We'll see what she chooses to do here. April didn't leave her a lot. Even coming off the top rail, she's going to have to put some spin on it.
Wonder if she can go 2 rails underneath it.
Yeah, that's what she
Try
was
to,
that's what she was
yeah,
looking
try
at.
to
Yep.
kick the 3 towards the 6-7 and maybe get a little fortunate.
There you go.
Oh. Now at this point, she
Yep.
wants the cue to land on the rail.
Yep.
That's about the best she could hope for. This is not my favorite shot.
No. No.
When you're pretty straight on your object ball, there is some angle, of course, but getting anywhere and hitting anything with pace can be quite disastrous,
Yeah.
as you can
Yep.
see. And you had to hit it with pace to get position on the 6.
You did. She got pretty lucky
So-
there, though. I mean, I think Silviana can see it. She might even be able to make it.
I actually think she's going to be just fine.
But to not leave her right in front of the pocket was actually pretty fortunate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she can just play the safety here. Bank it up.
Yep.
She may have overhit
Yeah,
this, though.
just a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Well, we do, you know, you have to think about this as well. So we're playing in the spring in Michigan, and we're quite a humid state here in
Yep.
Michigan. So the tables may change drastically from even the night before when the ladies were in for their practice sessions.
It was hot in here last night.
It was, and so you know, they may be over or under hitting things just
Great shot.
according. Wow, she got a little clip on that 6,
Yep.
which slowed her cue ball down, and now she's sitting kind of in a weird position. I think April will probably just elevate her cue here and bank the 6 out and try to free Silviana to the 7.
Yep.
So she'll play a safety, just like that.
That was beautiful.
2 rails to the top, short rail. Well played.
Yep.
The only way it would have been better is if she'd actually froze it up on the 7 and left no daylight between them.
But again, the angle we have to see here is not the best sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Oh, she almost made that.
Whoa.
Holy smokes.
She did.
Wow.
She caught that about as thin as she could catch it, too.
Yeah. April's breathing a sigh of relief here.
I think she'll go ahead and take that. Safeties were successful for her in this rack. Now she wants to get back
Yep.
to work and then try to take back one of those racks. Score is currently 5-3 in Sylviana's favor
In a race to 8.
in a race to 8. So for those of you guys who are curious about what our scoreboard means, the
Slow down.
number next to the players' names is what we call a Fargo rate. It is basically what is it, international? It's worldwide rating system. Each player is assigned a number. The higher the number, the better a player. But the number in the parentheses that you see next to their names, that is the number of games that they need in order to win. So they're playing a race to 8.
Well, that's what they're racing to.
Yep. Yep. So they need 8. Whoever wins this needs 8 games to win.
Right.
Wow.
With authority. Look at that.
She hits it wonderfully. Drags it around 2 rails back towards the left side of the table for a pretty decent, long, but decent shot on the 9. I would be happy with this.
I think so.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. There we go.
Well
Coming
played.
back.
Well played, April Larson. Scores 5-4, still in favor of Silviana Liu. Player from Indonesia. Fantastic player. Her current highest ranking on tour is 85, but I think she's only played in a handful of our events. But we're pretty excited to have her back here for this world ranking event at the Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. April will be racking for her, so it is Sylviana's break.
Yep.
She's had some pretty successful breaks.
She's had some great breaks.
Absolutely.
She is 4 for 4 on dumping the one on the side.
No more. Oh, excuse me, folks. Excuse me. Doing some tech stuff on the back side here and click the button. All right, Silviana to break. Let's see if she pinches that one into the left side. Wow. So consistent.
She might get the 2 in the side too. Oh, pretty close. But she's got a clear shot on the 2.
Well,
She's got some decisions to make.
yeah, she can see it for sure. Definitely a difficult offensive play. She tries to play this offensively. It's a pretty tough shot.
Both players have been playing good defense, though, as well. I don't know. That's a tough shot to get a good safe on, but... That's a good shot there. That's great. Yeah, just running the cue up to the rail and leaving the 2 in the middle of the table. That's beautiful.
Well played.
Yep.
All right, April's going to the air, ladies and gentlemen.
See if she can get a clean jump here. Well, she got the hit. See how she turns out with the leave.
All right, so very long, very close to the end rail for Silviana. You can see the closer the cue ball lands to the rail, the much more difficult the shot is for the incoming player. And it's going in the wrong direction to get position to the 3. She may bump into the pink 4. Very smart decision
That
there
was a
by
great decision.
Silviana.
And look at this cue. It's going to hide right behind the 5 ball.
Wow. Very good shot.
Again, we've seen some great defense in this match so far. Looks like Savannah's looking at possibly 2 rails here. Yep. That turned out nicely. That was very close. That was a really nice try on Silviana's part. And she came out very fortunate, actually. The cue ball is stuck to the 4 ball there, so April is going to have to shoot over a ball. Not an easy shot. She drills it. It's hard to see. Let's take a look at the overhead view here. It's hard to tell if that 3 will go or not. possibly. See what April does with it here. If she chooses to play a safe or she... Yep.
I don't think she locked her up enough to where she can't see the edge of the red 3. I do think Sylviana can see the edge of it. Not much for offensively, but she should be able to
At least get a hit.
yeah, and if she spins this with a little bit of right hand spin and comes in between the pink 4 and 9, she actually could come up with a decent safety here. Sometimes you gotta get a little creative when you get left the edges of the balls. Okay, so she didn't even have to. She definitely, she just went with containment. She didn't try to get perfect. She didn't try to find cover. She just said, you know what, I'm just going to leave her just as difficult as I just was.
Yep.
So very smart play by Silviana Liu.
I think this one's going to get away a little bit. So April left a makeable shot. Not an easy shot, but a makeable shot. But it's going to be hard to contain that cue ball. See what she may choose not to go for the shot, but to go for the safety here.
All right, so she is definitely, she tried to contain the
Yep.
shot.
I think April's got a window.
Yeah, it didn't quite get there, so it looks as though April's going to probably come back. I don't know if April's going to try to go offensive here, but I think she'll probably just stay with the safety the game here. See who comes out winner of the battle. Oh, and then she has leaked both balls, really.
Yep.
Cue ball comes out from underneath the 6-7 and has left Silviana. I mean, I think this is a combination that you shoot at.
I think so. Yeah, it looks like that's what she's looking.
You know, it's
That's
not,
her intention.
Yeah, I mean, there's some distance between the 3 and the 8, but they're straight into each other.
Right.
So if you hit
And
the
if the
3,
3 leaks out, the 3 is going to probably head towards the other corner, which is fine.
yes.
You should still leave you with a shot. Or right
It
there.
just followed it straight up forward. She hit that very pure, very good shot. All right, so she's gonna probably hit the top side of this red 3 and just let it naturally go forward. Hitting the ball thinner, the cue ball will travel faster.
That was great speed. That should work out nicely for her. She could either play a stop shot or roll that cue into the rail a little bit.
You seen there where Silviana walked to the right long rail, laid her cue down. That's her way of just showing you her line on the shot, the next shot, where she'd like to be. A lot of players will give you body signals and movements around the table to show you what they're looking at for their next play.
Right.
We kind of call it getting behind the ball, getting behind your next shot. But for those of you at home that are new to pool, thank you for tuning in. You are watching WPBA Billiards. Soaring Eagle Masters here in Mount Pleasant, Michigan.
Nice shot.
All right, so the cue ball did travel a little too far forward. She's underneath this 7, but I think it still makes it a very cuttable ball. She just has to really pay attention to where the white ball, the cue ball, is going to travel.
Yeah, it's hard to hold the cue ball.
When you're cutting it so steep,
Yeah, yeah.
when
The
it's a
energy
very,
transfer to the cue ball
yes.
is really, really tough to control. But she's shooting with confidence. She's an excellent shooter.
I'm sure she
This
would have
should not be
preferred
a
that to
problem.
stop a little bit sooner,
Yeah,
but
about a
it's
foot ahead.
still a makeable shot for Silviana.
She just needs to avoid the scratch here. Oh,
Kind of last minute, almost pulled up a little in her body movement.
she did.
One thing about pool that you don't hear a lot said, but one thing about pool is that any movement at all from the head or the shoulders, and you are very likely to miss.
It ripples to
Yeah,
everything. Yep.
yeah, it absolutely will. It will change the trajectory of your cue,
Yep.
and so therefore, if you watch the players, the ones who stay very, very still, typically have better potting success than those who move around a lot in their play.
Yep. So April's got the chance here to tie it up. There we go. 5-5, folks. 5-5 and a race to 8.
Beautiful. Tied her up. It's tough. April took full advantage of that miss on that 9 ball. It leaked out just well enough for April to have a great shot.
All right.
We are
Taking a break.
taking a player break, ladies and gentlemen. So let's throw a little commercial. Here's a season opener about the 2025 season and some of the pictures of our past winners from 2024. All right, folks, here's a look from our sponsors. Thank you to them for being part of the WPBA family. Players are taking a quick break. We'll be right back with you. All right, let's take a look for some of the matches around the room, ladies and gentlemen. These are A-side first-round matchups. Wei Su Chen, the Taiwanese superstar, is up 3-2 over Debbie Teichert. Angela Janik is up 4-3 over Ilu Kibaragalu. Brianna Miller and Xing Shuang Cheng is 5-4 in favor of Cheng. Obviously, our feature matches the table in green. Yuki Hiraguchi is up 5-2 over Veronique Menard. Vero, as we call her here on tour. And Ashley Rice is up 6-3 over the young phenom Jordan Helfrey.
And Jasmine's on a roll.
Jasmine has won this event, I believe, 3 times.
Two in a row.
She did not win the last one because Rita Cho won the last one, but Jasmine has won it 2 or 3 times, 2 for sure in a row.
I think 3 times overall, but
Yeah.
she had 2 in a row before
So-
last year.
So we look for Jasmine to make a pretty heavy push through this
Yeah.
event. She loves the Soaring Eagle, and we actually have
she
videos
says
of her
this
saying
is her
that.
event.
Yeah, she loves it here, and we love Jasmine. So we're glad to see her back in action here on the WPBA. So we are just waiting for the players to take a break and get back to the table, get settled. It looks as though we may be waiting on April. We can see Sylviana kind of in the top of your view. Looks as though April may be coming back, and she is. So Silviana is going to be racking. April Larson will be breaking. They are tied 5-5 in this race to 8. All right, April Larson to break.
All right, she got one in. And has a shot on the 2. I take that back. Has a shot on the 1. And managed to get by and leave herself nicely for the 2.
All right, you can see here, April is being very mindful of where the cue ball is going to travel. She may very well catch the gap, so she wants to try to bump into the 8.
Yes.
Yes. Had she not really paid attention to that, she could
Yep.
very easily drug the cue ball between those 2 balls and then had no shot on the red 3.
Yep.
I love that she's putting the work in. She
She
made
is.
an error earlier with scratching on a shot that she really didn't do diligence on, and so it's nice to see that she's doing all the things.
She's walking around the table like a predator at this moment. I mean, she just is. She looks like she's locked in. She's going to have to get a nice stroke, I think, to get back on the 6. See what she chooses to do here. Look at that. That's amazing. Folks, how entertaining is this? What a great lineup here.
I mean, they're just, every match is so nail biting because the
Yep,
talent is
yeah.
so evenly matched up. You know, it's just that all of them are absolute superstars in our sport, and they're all here
Exactly.
at the WPBA having a fantastic event. The girls all love the venue. So kudos to the WPBA for putting together such an amazing event.
Really, how could you not love the venue? It is gorgeous here.
Yeah, it's so much fun.
And they are so good to us.
Good food, good coffee.
Yes.
Like, I'm never mad about the coffee.
They are wonderful hosts.
And sounds as though we've got a bright future ahead of us with them as well.
Yeah.
We've been here many, many years.
Yes.
So thank you to Soaring Eagle Resort and Casino for hosting us. We love it here. Well played by April.
Yeah, it's like she's, like I said, just walking around the table, just stalking every ball. And she's sure, you could just see it. Her confidence is fantastic right now. There we go. 6-5. April Larson in a race to 8.
So April, I chatted with her a little bit because she just came back from overseas. She's been in China and traveling. She also got to go visit Paris, which was a life dream for her. But I chatted with her a little bit about her trip there,
Yeah.
and one thing she said about changing the discipline and playing in the hay ball and playing 9-ball on the Chinese 8-ball tables with the rounded pockets. And, you know, she said the one thing is that it forced her to become more disciplined because the strokes that are required to play on that type of table versus a typical billiard pool table, it's drastically different. And so the discipline that is required, she's like, oh my gosh, she's like, you know, I didn't realize I used to think I was somewhat disciplined. She said, but now I really know the difference. Like,
Well, I think it's
so
great for these players to have to play different games, different venues, different
absolutely.
tables. I mean, a lot of these tables, they play so different.
And I know she's going to go back, but I was like, don't leave us, April. I love you.
Yeah, yeah.
She's just such a good human, you know, and her energy is electric and she's kind. And April Larson, if there's anybody out there who, you know, their kids are playing pool, make sure that they, you know, they follow her
Yeah.
and watch the things and the way she carries herself because she is definitely a great role model for the young ladies coming up into pool.
Absolutely.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the score is 6-5 in favor of the grinder. Silviana Lou is getting ready to break. Oh, that's the first time she's not made the one in the side.
Yeah.
Well, second, because one time it banked. Almost went in the right side pocket.
So April has actually got a... April's actually got a shot on the 1 here. See what she chooses to do. Oh, she opted to play safe. That's actually very smart. Very, very smart. Looks like Sylviana's going for a jump cue. This is a tough jump. I mean, these balls are actually really close together. Let's see how she does here. She really only has to jump about a half a ball, but they are tight. Well, she got the hit. And didn't leave April a great shot. I mean, April can see it, obviously. I don't know that the bank is there. Yeah, April's just going for the safe. I think she's going to come up a little short, though. That was a beautiful shot. And she came off the rail, left herself a nice angle. She'll need to give it a little punch for the 3-ball. Oh, it just hung up on there. That actually was kind of a hard shot to, you had to look out for the side pocket there. But this gives April an opportunity to take a 2-game lead here. She's got the 7 and the 9 are a little bit hooked up together, and they're both, if you notice, they're both sitting on the rack. So the rack needs to stay there until one of them comes off. But she does leave herself in a good position here. She may choose to draw back here. Try and leave herself an angle on the 4. Yeah, so she comes 2 rails. Looks like she's opting to play the combo. Oh, that was a great shot. And she actually left herself a nice angle because she should be able to come back around. She'll have to cut it down and get herself down to the other end of the table anyway. Yep. That was wise. She's going to need to leave herself a little angle for the 6 here to get back down for the 7. See what she opts to do with this. She may choose to follow it a little bit.
Play the tap on it.
Yeah, just give it a little love.
Oh, it's a nice little angle, though.
It is a good angle.
Very well played by April. We'll follow. Brings her to our right long rail. She can also, I don't think it goes past the 9 in the bottom right, does it? She has to go forward.
Correct.
Yeah, good shot.
Nice shot.
Very nice shot.
That's about as nice as it gets right there.
She's going to go ahead and leave that perfect rack. Must be the 9s just on the edge of that. So she's going to leave it and shoot through it. Yeah. Great shot, April Larson on the hill over Silviana Liu.
Should we take a look at some live scores?
Let's check them out while they're racking.
See what's going on in the room here.
All right. Looks like Wei Su Chen is currently taking a dominant lead over Debbie Teichert, 5-2. Angela Janik is currently up 5-3 over Ilu Kibaragalu. Wow. Sheng is up 6-4 over Brianna Miller. Of course, our feature table's in green. Yuki Hiraguchi is up 7-2 over Veronique Menard. And Ashley Rice is 6-5 over Helfrey. Helfrey's pulling it back in. And Jasmine Ocean is 6-0 over the Iron Maiden. All right, folks, so we do want to update too. Kelly Fisher has advanced forward over Sarah Miller, 8-1 over Sarah Miller time. So Kelly is advancing forward. She is going to be our feature match at 7 o'clock. I do believe, I think she is. against the winner of Jasmine Ocean and Ada Leah. So that is very possibly going to be a Jasmine Ocean Kelly Fisher
Terrible
matchup.
match. Terrible match.
Oh, terrible. Two of the best in the world.
Yep.
Just terrible. So Kelly did come out victorious over Sarah Miller in her first round matchup here at the Soaring Eagle Masters event.
So April got a little love. She gave that 7 just a little bump, which is perfect. She's going to have to play the combo here, but she should come out just fine.
Right, so I do want to let everyone know too, we've got a couple more rounds and then we'll be taking a break. We have a 2 o'clock round, a 4 o'clock feature round, as well as a 7 and a 9. But we'll take a break after the 4 o'clock round. And we'll be back at 7 o'clock. We are running on Eastern time zone for those of you guys. Now, if you guys go and look at your brackets from Digital Pool and you're in a different time zone, it's going to tell you the time according to where you are.
Right.
So if I say it's 4 o'clock, it's going to say the proper time zone on your brackets.
Correct. And we are in Eastern time.
So, yep, we are Eastern time zone here in Michigan. All right, this is looking pretty good. Now, she does have a bit of angle on this pink 4. Let's see what her angle, if we can see it a little bit. It's not too terribly steep, though, so she may be able to play this and play short side. When I say that, she may be able to come underneath the 6, shooting it up table. We'll see what April chooses to do. She went all in, brought it all around 2 rails.
Stroke. Great stroke.
Wow, look at that shot, ladies and gentlemen.
That
The
was
grinder.
incredible.
That is the grinder, ladies
Yep.
and gentlemen. She is a beast.
That's a I'm on the hill and this is going to be my match kind of shot.
Mm-hmm. Very well done. She could have just easily rolled that in too and played short side on the 6, but you
Yep,
know what?
absolutely.
She got herself into a very comfortable position. Shooting the 6, just shooting the 4 ball beautiful.
So this is actually a perfect example of Fargo's great and it's a good way to gauge players, but it's not everything, right? I mean, Sylviana's amazing. She's got an excellent Fargo, but I mean, when you're playing at this level, April's amazing.
Ooh.
April's amazing. Yep.
Ooh, she gave me some anxiety
I
on
know
that
it.
one.
I know it.
All right, there you
She's
have
not worried
it.
though. Look at that.
This 9 ball, ladies and gentlemen,
Cool
to
as a cucumber.
advance. This 9 ball right here to
There
advance.
we go. And
There
that's a
we-
wrap.
That is a wrap. All right, so here, this is how this projects forward. April is going to be playing at 7 p.m. this evening. Sylviana will advance to the B side of the bracket, playing tomorrow at noon. Our next matchup is going to be Sophia Mast versus Mina Tawny.
That's going to be an excellent match.
It is.
It's a great matchup.
So thank you guys for tuning in. My name is Lonnie Fox Raymond, and I'm here with Kathy Tishumper. We are watching the 2025 Soaring Eagle Masters here in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. I want to say a real quick thank you to the Ozone Nightmare in our YouTube chat room for his donation. We appreciate your support. And we look forward to you guys again. We're going to reboot. Thank you guys for tuning in. My name is, once again, Lonnie Fox Raymond, Kathy Tishumper. And we'll be back at 2 p.m. Eastern time zone for Sophia Mast, the Pink Dagger versus Mina Tani.
Thank you so much for having us. Have a great day.